we would say like, or if I've observed that there's a streak, then there is a streak. Okay, that's one yit, and another yit is if these events are independent of each other, then they are independent of each other. Okay, so a reciprocal one, or you can use the same observation thing formula. Okay, in a perfectly rational integrated brain, then the fact that we're in front of a roulette wheel would slap the independent events yet, which would in turn of the two streak its slap the if streak then events should change it. And then of course in a really smart brain that's also integrated and rational, there would be another one going, wait a minute, but that's, if there is a probability, don't confuse that with a certainty. Okay, all right. So we see how we can even rationally get to the gambler's fallacy. When we just drop out that last bit of understanding the difference between a tendency and a certainty. Okay. But I'll bet, so ask your gambling whoever, I'll bet that despite their knowing that these are, we know, god damn it. Yes, right, okay. So actually, you don't have to just take off the last piece. You can say that if streak then events change is not actually a true it. It is true of a tendency of it in general, but it is not a conclusion that can be drawn about any particular case. It's not a conclusion that can be bet on for a particular case. And that's where it becomes a fallacy, because this it is being applied to a particular case. Right. So it is being applied to a particular case. And that's what makes it a mallet. It is not adaptive to a specific case. It's only good for talking about a general tendency, okay? But anyway, because the gambler isn't integrated, he does know its chance. There are its there that yet does exist in him. These are independent events. We cannot judge the next event based on the behavior of the previous events. That exists in the gambler's mind. But also what exists is if streak, then events change. And that's the one that Sir livers to get the gambler to bet on a case, even though elsewhere in the brain it's known that that's not reasonable. All right. Anyway, here's what I bet, though. I bet there's also people who just feel totally torn and just really uncomfortable. But they probably don't end up being gamblers, actually. They probably don't like going to the casino, because they get there and they've got the one it going, if streak, then it's bound to change. And the other it going, if streak, then it's going to continue like this. Neither of those, yeah, okay. I'm getting a little bit mixed up, but all right. So that's really interesting, and hopefully there were some seeds of something in there. And I gotta start doing Twitch so someone can just comment and help me out, finish the thought for me. All right, very good. If streak, then streak is typically only applicable to dependent events. If streak, then events. Then no streak, it's only applicable to independent events. But still, neither is applicable to the very next event. Both of these really should be just talking about probability. But the human mind is simple.